A rich and cruel old man looks at the moon and expresses his desire to have it. Jennings, his servant for the last half a century, says that some things can't be bought, but the old man disagrees. He thinks that even people can be bought. Jennings agrees and gets fired anyway, but as he leaves, the old guy falls ill and calls for help. The newly freed man is not forced to listen anymore, so he walks away. It's funny that the old geezer fired his only servant when he needed him the most, and, in the end, money couldn't even buy a phone call for an ambulance. The body is left to rot on its own at the top of the tower, as even the shadow celebrates its owner's demise, and goes to have fun. It scares a girl and her ice cream, but gets scared itself by lightning, and goes to hide in the middle of nowhere. Courage, also scared by the storm, sees the intruder and warns his humans. They go downstairs but see nothing, so Eustace sends Courage to the attic as punishment. The shadow scares Courage into breaking the door to warn his people again, but they think it's another fake alarm, so Eustace warns Courage about disturbing him again, while Muriel prepares to sleep. The shadow shows an image of Eustace strangling the dog, although in reality he was just scaring Courage, so she goes to bonk him with the rolling pin.
Now you sleep in the attic.
Eustace is left to sleep in the attic, but the shadow, disguised as Courage, hurts and makes fun of him. The corporeal beings are deceived into fighting among themselves until Courage finally realizes it's a shadow that causes the mayhem, and asks the computer for help. By the way, that ancient piece of technology is more sentient than most people today, except for me, of course.
Okay, you don't have to get personal.
With Muriel missing, Courage decides to face his fears, goes to the basement, and causes the shadow to have a mental breakdown. Our pinky friend turns into a psychoanalyst and diagnoses the shadow with with a desire to be a star in showbiz. The funny thing is that the shadow already is part of a televised cartoon, he just doesn't know it, so Courage suggests that he becomes the shadow of a real star.
See you in the funny papers.
Not bad.
Muriel with stuff in her hair delivers the final scare which ends the episode. But before we end this discussion, I'd like to ask you a question. What if we are mere characters in a TV show made by more advanced beings? And what if the script says that you should subscribe to this channel?